Bringing it back in, Crescent, as you scream, not even scream, just pledge your soul, whatever's left of it, out into the darkness. You feel your body heaving with the pain that racks through you. It hurts so much. You know the truth of her wicked ways, as she had picked you, why she had picked you, why she brought you into this world of darkness. Despite everything, though, there is a shred of love you felt from her. Her dealings may have been selfish, but in your mind, there was a form of love there, even at the smallest piece of it. And that piece cuts through you, what is going through your mind, as you're barely aware of the comrades behind you.
Just empty.
Acer is gonna pipe up. We might want to get out of here. This flame is big enough that people probably already called the fire department.
I agree. We went into the car. Onyx, do you have a way out of here?
Yeah, I've got my own ride.
Okay, good. Suggest you go and eat. Whatever you need to do. We will be in contact very soon. Acer, I think you know where we need to go next.
That word, Crescent, you hear it. Eat. Crescent, I need you to go ahead and give me a hunger frenzy check.
Three success.
3 success is exactly what you need. It's horrific. But the only thing that pulls you out, as Grayson and your coterie's voices are slightly muffled for you, but that word eat. And you hear Eleanor's voice whispering in your mind, "Go, my child. It's vulnerable. Drink her. You know you want to." That orchid in full bloom, in your mind's eye, has shifted. Your beast has never spoke to you before. It's always been empty. And now, as that orchid is in full light, there is no longer a void beneath it. The ivory, bloodied hands of your sire, cradling it from the darkness below. You white knuckle instantly. Three of you audibly hear the asphalt beneath Crescent's hands. As you all look to her, and she is whale-eyeling Onyx, just a side eye wide and barrel. Like, your shoulders relax. Crescent, you maintain yourself, but you are starving. You want to eat so badly. You are doing everything to keep yourself in check, but the problem is that it's not a matter of resistance. You want to, but you're aware that the next person you eat is probably going.
Look, it seems like everyone here is a bit peckish. Might I suggest we have a van full of people. Let me haul them off to the facility. You guys hunt, do whatever you need to do. Meet back at Drago's place.
I'm going to turn to Acer. Acer, I think it's better you take them to Drago's. Take them. I will talk to him and let him know. Because they may know too much. You're staring at something that could be a massive breach. And I'd rather we have it taken care of immediately. If you take your time, go to Drago's, go to the area, go to his place, keep them calm, get them there, may have somebody be able to put them at ease.
Yeah, okay, fair. Why don't you go with them then? Try Try and see if you can find food. I'll take care of this. And hopefully Dragos won't ask too many questions, and I don't have to explain everything.
Just take your time getting there. We're lucky we should get there around the same time.
I'll drive 5 under.
Perfect. We go with them. And be careful. If anything happens to me or them, keep open communication.
Speaking of which, as I'm going to go over to Crescent. Are you still, on the floor, or have you gotten up by now? Okay, then,
He has not risen. In fact, at this point, her fingernails have almost turned bloody with how hard her fingers have cracked into the very asphalt on the ground, as if she's just trying to root herself in place to keep from snatching someone's slipper.
okay, I've seen that before, so I'm going to take out the phone, and I'm just going to set it right in front of her, and just get up, back away a bit, and just be like, I think it's ready. If you want to give it a test later to contact anybody, just stay safe.
I'll take the phone and I'll pocket it.
And Acer will just nod and go to the truck.
Grayson, you toss the keys, Acer catches them as wordlessly unlocks the van. Acer, you smell aged blood off these people. You feel the desperation. Even one man, much leaner than the others, gaunt in the face, appears to be probably at one point homeless, with a scraggly black and white beard, a shock of dark hair patching some places, filthy smells of bodily excrement, leans over and goes, "Are you taking us to the police station? Are we free? We have to go tell somebody what happened here. This place is not okay. Someone has to pay for this."
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Yes, you are free. And we are going somewhere that can handle these kinds of things. Because trust me, you go to the police right now, they'll lock you up in the loony bin. No one's going to believe you.
You hear some agitated and overall panic whispers in the back.
Luckily, I do believe you guys. And I know a place that can help. Just please trust me, we're going to get there as soon as possible, and we're going to make sure that this all goes away.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation plus persuasion.
Let's see. I have to. I'm aroused.
Go ahead and rouse.
Success. Okay, cool. Kosher. 3.
3 successes. He looks at you and you see, just by your natural humanitarianism to yourself, the higher humanity, you can relate to this man. You see just pure fear and desperation in his face. It's not a hard challenge. These people are looking for something to hold on to. Who knows how long they've been down here, how long they've been in Eleanor's clutches, and what they've had to experience, and suddenly Grayson's words start to have a lot more weight. You don't know what these people have experienced, and these people are not safe to let go. As this man just slowly nods his head, like, okay, just please, just make sure this just goes away.
I can promise you, it's gonna go away, and that is never gonna happen again. As I point to the building on fire as we're driving away.
You hit the key of the ignition, hit the gas, and begin. The 3 of you watch as the van pulls out into the street. With a few moments off in the distance, you guys are starting to hear the sounds of emergency sirens as a large chunk of Crescent, it breaks your heart. You see the tower where your room used to be. You can hear the creaking and groaning of the building's bones as brick and wood begin to weaken and fail as A massive torrent of flame, ember, and cinder rushes up to meet the sky, dissipating into the rain itself as your tower is the first to fall. As it crashes into the center of the building and slowly begins to domino the rest of it.
I'm gonna get up and start making my way towards my bike.
It's both you watch as Crescent, without a word, just gets up, starts walking away.
I'm gonna go up to her. Where are you off to?
I don't know.
We need you.
I'll be there. You meet at Dragos's?
Meet at Dragos's, yes. I'm gonna reach out towards her.
She's gonna step away for the first time. See you at Dragos's and take off.
Without waiting much longer, Crescent, with her supernatural reflexes, just take off in a full sprint, quickly turning into a blur. If you want to do something, you have the same kind of ability for speed, or do you let her go?
I need to let her go. I turn back to Onyx and start making my way towards her.
Onyx is very awkwardly turned the other direction, like slowly walking away, but she's very, very twitchy and muttering to herself as she's like kind of heading her own way.
Grayson, the part that immediately concerns you and the long list of things that you need help sort out tonight as this coterie's leader is, Onyx doesn't look good. For a moment she seemed very well composed, even with herself covered in blood. And you thought maybe she was injured. Maybe something had happened when she fled out. Maybe the ghost had torn her up and she was bleeding freely. Oh, and it dawns on you. That's not injuries on her. There are no physical wounds, but from the crown of her head and the wrists of her arms are just leaking with vitae as it pools down the front of her face, staining her clothes. It pools down her clothes at her feet, and you can see footsteps, puddled footsteps behind her as she walks lately down the street out in the open, the rain just causing a red trail of gore behind her. You can even smell it. If you were any hungrier, you might be tempted.
So I don't have to do a check right now.
You only have hunger 3. You're able to maintain it. It is a temptation, but you have your senses about you.
Okay. Go over to her. Not rushing over, but gonna go up next to her. Where do we need to go?
Kind of keep walking, but I'm very twitchy.
I'm keeping up with her as she goes, okay, look. We need to get you taken care of now. And
Don't you got more important stuff to do?
I do, but at the moment, you are at the top of my list because the other two seem to have things handled for now. The thing is, we need to get ourselves composed, rebuild our mental walls, and prepare because we need to go see certain somebody quite quickly so that this doesn't escalate into... Trust me, he's our prince. That's it.
I know.
But I need you, and I need everybody else.
Crescent, it's not long before you find your bike. Seat's wet. Cold. But, you know what? It's probably just the way you like it right now, huh? Gives you something to feel. But how do you feel hearing that whisper in your mind? Eleanor was gone. As you screamed into the night, the body turned to ash in front of you through the open door of the cathedral. But for a moment there, the voice was there.
Probably wants to hear it again.
Feel that urge. That beast, that normal pull from that orchid, that pull from you. You look into it as your mind's eye, you can feel it. feel something there. You see those ivory hands of your sire cradling that wide bloomed orchid, the light bright. You could see her fingers. The well-manicured nails, with ivory skin is just covered in blood, drenching, dripping. As you feel that voice push you, go on. Go find someone, anyone. It doesn't matter who. They're all playthings, Crescent. You're hungry. You need to be fed. We try to get you through this. You can't be picky.
What is around me?
Around you, as you get to your bike and you hop onto the saddle, currently nothing. There is buildings locked up and dark at this time of night. No one is currently out in this weather. You can hear fire trucks quickly approaching from where you're at, not too far away from the church. They'll be here within a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the area.
Immediately, you gun it and hit the bike hard. Without even realizing, you've gunned it to a full throttle as you hit onto the pavement, a slight jerk, and you correct easily, effortlessly, and you're back on the road, heading towards a direction. You're not even 100% sure where you're going. What are you looking for?
I need to head sort of in the direction of Dragos's, but also trying to find less populated areas.
That's going to be difficult. Dragos' tower is in the dead center of the city central, the most densely populated part of course, Seattle. The closer you to Dragos, the more people there's going to be. At this time of night, you don't really have a watch or anything on you, but at this time of night, you suspect that people will be going to bars, clubs. People be walking around streets, might be vagrants around, maybe gang members skulking, homeless people trying to find shelter from the incoming rain. There are options, but the thing about it is, you're not feeling too picky right now.
Kind of figured that much.
As a broad spectrum, you pull your bike towards the corner of city center, pull it into one of the numerous alleyways, make a mental note of what cross street you parked off at so you can come back for your bike later. You hop off your bike and begin skulking, sticking to the shadows. Start looking through your targets, and soon voices become louder. And you're surprised at how far away, but how clear these voices are, and it's those heightened senses kicking in. Those hunting instincts. You can smell the rain on the pavement. The night's clear. You've ever seen it. You could hear the footsteps of young women in their groups, gawking at each other about something pointless, like boys, their makeup, what they're going to do tonight, maybe who they're going to go home with. You could hear even the offset of a couple of men maybe getting off work, bitching about their job, bitching about their boss. Mundane things, so mundane. As if the world around you isn't crumbling. What you just lost. What you just did. Go ahead and give me a composure plus stealth.
I think this is going to be all hunger dice at this point.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
2 successes. Any skulls?
No.
I'll say with that, we went at a cost.
Okay.
Given the current situation, it's not hard to get a hold of somebody. The trick here is you're trying not to be seen while you do it. At this moment, lean by an alleyway, leaning into the dark, you hear a single pair of footsteps. The cost is you don't know what you're eating. You know this person's alone. You're a jacked up vampire, and you are so fucking hungry you could probably chew through a goddamn Humvee if it meant getting a lick of blood. So overpowering anyone right now is not a problem. But you don't know what you're grabbing.
There's nothing I can do about it, so yeah.
You wait. Squeak of high-paid tennis shoes comes down the street. 3, 2, 1. And you just reach out. Oh, God! you feel a heavy mass as you pull someone out, drag them very quickly using your rapid reflexes as fast as you get the last bit of strength you have deep into the alley. You shove them against the wall without even looking, eyes wide, fangs dripping, clamp straight down. There's a moment as the euphoria immediately kicks in and you begin to drink. The blood hits your mouth instantaneously, and it's sweet. There's something a little extra laced in there, something that gives your head a bit of lightheadedness. It begins to make your fingers tingle and your muscles instantly start to relax, and you want more, whatever this is. This is something good. This is a cocktail of something, and you don't care. You need it, and you start drinking. Hunger, frenzy, check. This one's going to be a little high.
4 successes.
4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exactly what you need.
Okay.
I'll say with your compulsion, you wish to feed. Your compulsion wants you to slate one hunger level. But you are hungry, so how much do you wish to take? You are starving. And whatever this is, it's good.
I'll take 3.
Take 3. So you drink deep, and immediately your head begins to swim. Gets lighter. You even feel yourself chuckling into it as it tastes so sweet. There's a euphoria in this blood. It's amped. It's charged. There is a resonance here. This one's going to be caloric. It's pumped. It's like you're ready for a fight again. This energizes you. And then your inhibitions start slipping. This blood. Oh man. Is that what tequila tastes like still? Blood? And it immediately begins to revitalize yourself, and you pull away. The body just slumps to the ground hard. Oh, as you just lean up for a moment, your eyes blackened as blood pools from the front of your mouth down the front of your shirt. You don't remember the last time you've been drunk. You're still thirsty. That hasn't quite gone away, but you feel the alcohol mixed with the blood that course through your system, and you feel a little giggle come out of your throat. Now there's a numbing that still hurts, but it's like someone just sprayed a little painkiller on it. It feels better. And then, as your mind clears, you can think a little clearer, a tiny bit. Okay, everything's fine. I gotta finish my business. I gotta finish doing. Look down at the ground. See black skin. Oversized jersey, baggy clothes, really expensive Adidas. Oh god. It's Jackson. It's Jackson from the center. His head slumped to one side as blood still pooling down the side of his neck. His eyes are rolled back and his head leans in a bit of a stupor. You immediately feel a sharp cut through you at what you've just done. God, just stupid. You let it happen again. You hurt another one. You hurt another one. And it's a friend. You like Jackson. Jackson actually made you laugh. It's one of the few things in this fucking world that made you laugh. He's probably dying right in front of you now. Fuck, what do? And you feel that cut. And you take 2 stains. You broke your exclusion. It was a friend.
Yep. I'm gonna lick the bite wounds shut, and let's try Acer's phone out.
Go ahead and give me, for your Bane, that's here. There we go. It's the first time we've actually had to use it, because you have been avoiding it.
This freaking works.
There we go. The Somber Bane. Let's see here. This is going to be technology.
That's a 0.
This is going to be a resolve plus technology.
A resolve in technology?
Yes.
Okay.
Luckily, the phone does help. It will reduce the difficulty by 1.
2 successes.
2 successes. Your bane severity is 3 now, isn't it? Or 2?
I don't know. I've never used it.
Oh, yeah, bane severity is 2. So, can you try and get a little higher? I'll give you a choice. For A, it works, but you break the phone. For 2,
like immediately break the phone?
The moment you send that text message, it will go through, but the phone is going to discharge.
Oh, damn, I was going to do a call.
You can, I'll make it a call. I can make it a short one. I'll give you probably about 10 seconds worth of dialogue before that phone blows itself out. So the phone is going to break as a cost, or you could try and roll a little higher.
Burn a willpower.
Okay, go ahead. You can roll the 3 black dice.
No, fail. So I'm still at 2.
Okay.
I'll call Acer.
All right. Acer.
Can I look at the street really quick of where I'm at?
Easy enough. You take a mental note of the street as you... Okay, it's a flip phone. It's a razor. You understand how this thing works. Some numbers. There's Acer's
Acer
phone.
put his in?
You see Acer's number already put in there. You're scrolling down. You're pressing buttons as fast as you can. The screen you're actually watching, it stays clear. But the moment you hit send, the screen is already starting to show like, fuck, this ain't going to last very long. Fingers crossed it works. You hold up your phone ear as it does, to relief, start to ring. And you start for kind of going back to the old, old days of girls like just kind of prancing. Oh, come on, pick up. As you suddenly, you need help. And Acer, perfect time to move back over to you. You are driving down the freeway at this point. It's not hard to get back around and start heading towards drugs. It's not too far away. Most of the people are not causing you a bother. A little bit of traffic tonight. People are getting off work. People are doing last-minute shopping. It is getting closer past the New Year holidays, so people are probably getting those BOGO sales, and wham! You cause yourself to swerve, almost kneeling off the railing as a splitting headache sends stars going through your mind. You almost black out for a moment as you just have a hard time keeping the wheel under control. The people jerk to one side. There's a little bit of shouts as you just kind of put a hand up to reassure people, and you right yourself back on the road.
Sorry, that was my bad. Sorry, there was squirrel
on the fucking overpass.
Please don't yell.
Stars start to clear out, and your vision returns, and there's a sandpaper-like feeling in the back of your throat. You suddenly feel a little hungrier. Test your muscles a bit, flexing a bit. You still feel that vampiric strength that you're not accustomed to. You find that you've actually almost cracked and broken the steering wheel off the hinges. Like, shit. You kind of give it a small tap and it back into place. That could have been bad. As you right yourself. Oh, this is what vampires have to deal with all the time. You can only imagine the hell Crescent has just trying to drive her bike. And you jump as your phone begins ringing. And have you given Crescent a unique ringtone?
She has a ringtone, but on my phone, it's my typical ringtone. I haven't customized everybody yet.
You look over just in your style, the idea says glitch.
Hey, it works. I gotta turn it on. Hey, it actually works. That's awesome.
Hey, need help. Jackson, this street, please. This street, whatever street, it's 3rd Street. 911, something, please.
The phone goes dead.
Okay.
The call ends. As Crescent, you pull away, the phone's off, and it's smoking. Oh god, it's smoking. The phone is smoking. The phone is smoking.
Crush and throw it away.
As you just quickly crush and toss, it... The entire phone actually pops, the battery discharging. You just step back. It's a small, tiny electrical... about 10 feet away. That worked.
So I heard 2 street names and Jackson.
You heard Jackson, 2 street names, and 911. And it was definitely Crescent's voice before the line just cut.
Okay. I'm going to call 911, immediately give street names, and continue it with, I think someone's hurt on the side of the road. Please send help to this place. Please, quickly, hurry, and then I'm going to hang up.
Well, the woman has time to utter even a deeper response, and oh crap, this is not a good sign. You're starting to recognize the voices of the on-call agents at the 911 station. That's not good.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's Ellen. Okay.
As you hang up, like, Ellen's got this. She's pretty savvy. Oh, god damn it, I'm starting to recognize things. That's not good.
Ellen's got this. Ellen's got this. It's going to be okay. What day is it? Thursday? Jackson should be there as well. He's fine. He's fine. Oh god, my friend's named Jackson. Oh, what a coincidence. He's driving.
It's been a long night. It's not even done. As we fade back over to you, Crescent. Call went through. The phone is toast. You see scrap pieces of plastic and experimental battery all over the place. It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah.
We look down at Jackson. His head is completely fallen down in front of him. A little bit of blood on the front of his shirt. He's not moving.
Okay, Jackson. It's been one hell of a day. If you could just... I'm going to try and kind of heave him more towards the street where he can be... Well, first I'm going to check and see if there's anybody walking by really quick.
You have pretty high wits. You look around. Oh, yeah. There are going to be actual groups of people as you kind of peek quickly once or twice to see what the situation is. This is a busy street. You are near the core of Seattle, maybe 3 or 4 blocks away from Dragos' tower. There's going to be someone walking probably in the next 10, 20 seconds.
Sweet! Jackson! I love you, dude, please! Sorry. Okay. And I'm going to run back to my bike.
Take off to your bike.
Sorry, Jackson.
As you run back to your bike, you can't help but feel yourself a bit of a stagger. He was drinking some hard stuff. And despite the inebriated state, that guilt still lingers. And it makes it worse as kind of retreat into that mind's eye for a moment towards your beast to try and hear that voice again. And that orchid has now closed, as it has been mostly fed. Still open, casting a very dim light, but you don't see Eleanor's hands anymore. You listen, begging to hear that voice again, and it's just gone again. It's not there.
Gonna make my way to Dragos's.
Are you taking a bike, or are you just gonna walk? You are inebriated, so driving might be tricky.
How close am I to Dragos's?
About 3 blocks.
Alright, I'll walk it.
With that, move back over to Onyx and Grayson. I'll say for the sake of this, Onyx, your compulsion fades.
We need to clean up before we head over to...
Well, that's the problem. Grayson, you're a stickler for time, and luckily, despite your watch also being cracked, there's not much time, probably not enough for you to feasibly go hunting and still get there without, having a van full of desperate, crazed people with a probably very emotionally compromised La Sombra and then a thin blood on drugs.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yep. Nope, that's probably not advisable. So, yeah, how far are we away from Dragos now?
You're going to need a bus ride or a car. Unless you want to make it back to your car in a mess.
We could.
Up to you. You're getting clean, though.
I'll just, I'll kind of look at both of us after a second, like, I have a towel on the back. I'm going to sit on it if we take my car.
Right. You wouldn't happen to have more than one towel, would you?
I don't think so.
That kind of night. Fair enough.
It seems it's been that way, yeah.
Yeah. But I'd say all of us are alive.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm not very good at showing it, but, we like you guys. So, I'm glad you own it.
Well, it doesn't take a very perceptive person to know that Crescent may have been tempted to make a bad decision if you weren't there tonight, so I'm grateful for that. I'd say we have this conversation on the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and move time ahead a little bit, as Onyx, you do eventually make it back to your car. It is safe where you hit it, though it pains you horribly, even with letting Grayson sit on the towel. That at least helps. You know that towel is a beach towel. It's a nice beach towel, but oil, gas, and everything else you guys have been trying to do, it's going to slip through, and then you sit in your own leather, and you immediately feel your clothes start to stick.
I still have his jacket on too, right?
Yep.
Well then, before we get anywhere, I'll grab whatever I have in the back to clean it off as best I can, and I will I will take the time to very reverently try and wipe and fold it up and put it in the back trunk.
Silently, there's a bit of a heavy air as Onyx, you adjust yourself and gets in the car with you, and we'll say for a broad hand, keep moving the story forward. Car throws in, and you peel out into the main road.
As one small thing, storyteller, can I at least at least see if I can get a hold of Dragos just to let him know we're on the way?
Absolutely.
Stress a bit of urgency.
You would have his number, so let's check something. Actually, you were not too much of a violent escapade, so we won't have to roll through your phone again. So, you whip out your phone. It's still good. Oh, thank God, it survived your outfit. As you quickly scroll through and find Dragos' personal number, and there's a small hesitation. Last time you dialed this number, he made it very apparent, do not bother him unless it's urgent. It quickly passes. The death of his sheriff is probably very urgent.
Yes. Oh, yes, this is... Turn to Onyx. I just make a quick call, not to say anything.
The phone dials. Picks up. Hello. The voice is familiar. It's great. It's Annabelle's. Dragos' office. How can I help you? Sickly sweet voice coming over the receiver.
Yes, hello there. My name is Mr. Titan. I'm a close friend to Mr. Dragos. Is he in tonight?
Oh, absolutely. We're having a wonderful conversation. He's sitting here right in front of me. Is it important? We're a little preoccupied right now.
Yes, I would say it's quite urgent. We're on the way, me and a few of my friends, and a few, let's say, scattered people that I would say definitely require some attention.
Oh, lovely. So, am I to understand you and your friends are going to be ruining our lovely evening?
Not my intention.
Never is. All right, Mr. Titan. I'll let him know.
Very much appreciated.
Phone hangs up on you sharp.
With his phone call, Onyx is reminded of all of the spooky culty crap that she saw in the basement and the photos that she tried to take, and I will probably use the rest of the car ride to fill Grayson in.
Easy enough. You guys exchange information, get on the same page. This is where we will move some time ahead as you drive through. We move back to Acer. Oh, you've been nervous. To say you've been nervous at this point is a understatement. This is the first time you have ever shown up at Dragos' tower alone. Even as a primogen, we would have to attend meetings. You at least would have Crescent nearby to keep an eye on things, make sure no one rips your jugular out. But this is the first time you've had to roll down the window, talk to big, tall, dark, and baldy. Instead of taking over, he normally does, and has you take the elevator, he forces you to pull off to the farthest corner of Dragos' parking garage. And he stands in front of the car. It just leans over and says, Primogen Acer, we're gonna wait calmly with your friends, huh?
They're going to be here very soon. We have things we need to...
He leans into the driver's side. As you can see, his head dwarfs your own. This man barely has a neck with the amount of muscle that's coming off of him. The suit that he's probably forced to wear, even though it's well tailored, just you can hear the fabric just threatening to burst in a moment as he just makes the subtlest movement and leans into the back. You see a small shim to his eye. little bit of gold for a moment, and he leans back and you smiled. Another mess, huh, Blood? Another big mess. Good for you, as he just pats you really hard on the chest once. You almost feel your sternum crack.
Actually, this is the cleanup to the mess.
Oh, goody. I'm sure Dragos is going to hear all about this. Are you pushing your luck already? I'll be sure to sit front row. I like the splash zone. At this point, he turns around, and Crescent, you see this ordeal as you pretty close to Acer's timing, as you weren't too far away, as you see this little exchange.
Yes,
Remember,
okay.
you're a little drunk thanks to your recent meal.
I'll play off of that. Yay.
And you saunter in, feeling a little inebriated, feeling a little blustered, not quite as hungry, but still full and stressed from tonight. And you're seeing this big-ass Brewha Jarhead putting some squeeze on your friend.
Is there a problem?
No. I just see a thin blood with 8 potential masquerade breaches sitting in the back of this car. Want me to take care of that? I could just, practice knuckles. Make it all go away real fast instead of having you risk bothering the boss.
We came here to see him, not you.
Steps up closer to you. Looms over you a little bit. Don't test me tonight, little lady. You may be a fucking hound. But 1, you're still a Sombra. And 2, don't think I fucking forgot what you did. I watched you do it. Give me a reason.
Yeah. You and everybody else. Are we done?
Go ahead and give me a manipulation plus intimidation.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was cool cucumber.
What were you trying to say? Who's the drunk one?
Cute. He was a cucumber.
You know what? That's canon, how he said that.
She's dying.
Five successes. Acer, you watch as there is this.
Oh no.
To see there's this murderous smile that just creeps across Crescent's face as this man looms over her. She just stares right back at him, and her eyes just go dark for a moment as the final words leave her lips. Some of the lights up ahead of her just blow out, sending the garage into darkness as you could vaguely still see her staring him down. Don't think your fucking tricks will protect you forever, bitch. As she just shoulder checks you and walks off.
Acer, you made it.
Yeah.
The eyes are still black on her.
You did too.
The light above you manages to flicker back on.
Your eyes are... I like when there's more color on them.
I don't know if I can control that.
He's gonna look in the back and make sure no one's looking at her.
At this point, they've made a safety huddle, and you look back as Crescent blinks for a minute, kind of pops the side of her head, and there they go. It's better.
Better?
Yes. Yes, very much. Hey,
So,
are you okay?
oh, I'm great. I'm really great. Yeah. Did you get any of the call at all?
Yes, I did. I'm so glad it worked. I mean, you could have, said a couple more sentences, really tested out the wavelengths, but...
Well, you see, the phone started smoking, and the battery just kind of... no battery. What?
Really?
Yeah.
Must have forgot to carry a 1 or something. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like in shambles.
Putting the phone on pause really quick. What happened with Jackson? Is he okay?
Who's Jack? Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's great.
Hey.
I think. I mean, I hope. No, I don't know.
Why did I call 911? I'm confused. Why?
I might have had a little bit of a slip up, just a tiny bit, and also Jackson's. You just want something. I think it's a lot of tequila.
You drank Jackson.
I didn't mean to, but
Did he notice?
I mean, if after the no. What? No.
No roll needed, man. You've seen enough of the center. She is adequately sauced.
We're about to meet the prince with an extremely nervous Thin Blood and a drunk La Sombra. With
Why don't you chug some wine or something? That might help. Then you won't be nervous.
Got a better idea. Just give me the phone, give my mind something to do, let me tinker with it and see what exactly went wrong with it.
What phone?
Smoked and burned.
No, it's in the alleyway. Did you not hear the no battery part?
Yes.
It's imploded. I mean, I kind of crushed it a little bit, but I mean
Preston.
Yeah.
Did you not keep the phone?
Was I supposed to? It kind of exploded.
You know what? It's fine. I have the schematics.
I mean, it's just an old Nokia. It's how hard are those to come by nowadays? They never die. They never break. I mean, this one's
not the Crescent. It's not the phone. I need when things fail. I need to see what failed in order to improve it, and I can't do that without the phone. But it's okay. It's okay. I still have the schematics. I'll run some more tests and make it better for you. I'll give you another one. But just try and can you? I don't know if Kindred can do this. Do you have a way to sober up just a little?
Crescent, you have no idea. This is actually probably the first time you've ever tried drinking a drunk man before. Actually, wait. So there might be something in the back of your head. You're thinking that's gone. You lost interest. You're bored.
What are we doing here?
Oh God, we're gonna die tonight.
Yeah.
Perfectly on cue, as this was probably quite a bit to help sum up the time gap, as Crescent and Acer, very bright headlights, the very beefy engine echoes to the garage as Onyx, you pull your car into the garage, parking within the very back corner where you see Acer and Crescent talking. Crescent looks... Oh, this concerns you. In fact, this concerns both immediately Grayson and Onyx. She's smiling and looks happy. That's the problem.
Shit.
Okay. Hi, guys. Happy you made it. So
God, they look like shit.
Why is that oil? Why do you have oil? I thought you were going to drink people, not cars.
Lucky I only had 2 Molotovs. Light it up.
Why am I the one? Grayson is supposed... I'm getting
Grayson
angry.
looks the worst. His outfit is shredded. He is covered in oil, gas, coolant, and blood.
It is not a good thing when the Thin Blood looks more presentable than everyone else.
Well, you're the Primogen. It's expected of you, I guess.
It's a joke name. No one gives a fuck.
So, if they walk by a candle...
They're vampires.
That's it. You
Can you not light
there
this on fire?
and worry about how to be sober.
I don't want to, but what happened to your hair? Why is it gone? When's your hair coming back?
Tomorrow?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
Shave it, saving your ass.
Right. I know you're so big.
So for the record, she's plastered.
What do you want? No, that's what I'm asking. What is it? Because it sounds great.
We are not doing
Onyx,
this right now.
Onyx, you don't need to ask. The moment she makes that small bit of reactionary breath, your heightened senses, you smell tequila.
Grayson, please tell me you're still sane of mind. I can't be the only one sane of mind here.
No, that's tequila. She's probably not.
Thank you, Onyx.
Thank you, Onyx. We're all saying thank you to Onyx, right? Because she saved our asses so many times.
I mean,
does Dragos own showers? I mean, obviously he does, because he's Prince.
I was going to stop by my place to shower, but he said we don't have a whole lot of time, and I
We don't.
figured he's true. Or figure he's right.
Okay, listen. First things first, we take care of this, and I need you both just to...
Ding! As you all kind of look to behind you, Grayson and Acer, both your heads snap as the elevator opens up, and you see clad in a bright white dress, short, styled haircut, a bit off the side weave, buzz the skin on one side, a shock of white hair, porcelain skin, and diamonds up the neck and along the wrists and on her hands, matching in every way. Long, drooping earrings of Annabelle as her high heels clack into the garage. She stops for a moment, looks out on the ground. Oh, just tries to take a step. Nope. Just lean out a bit. Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. No. 100% no. This is already... No. No. No.
It's
No.
kind of an emergency. Thank you, President. It's kind of an emergency, so if you can just lead us.
You want to know what's an emergency? The fact that the thin blood looks like he's relatively put together, and he looks like a drowned cat. The rest of you, I don't want to know. I might never forget it, and I'd like to. So, Mr. Primogen, as Grayson, to your knowledge, Annabelle looks right past you. On a scale of 0 to blazing inferno, how much of a emergency are we talking about? Why is she laughing?
Blazing Inferno.
Why is she laughing?
Ignore her.
She's not dealing with grief well, all right?
If we're going to put it on a scale, I would say solar radiation on the cosmic level.
Oh dear. Oh god. Just, first things first, leans over a little bit further, trying very hard not to put her, honestly, what you can only assume is very expensive, gleaming white leather shoes onto the pavement of this garage. She does seem to try to take a step, just shakes her head, puts it back in the cleaner side of the elevator, does a small little shimmy as she leans out to see the van. You see a small sheen to her eyes as well, very similar to how your heightened senses work, and go, are those people in the van? Are those fucking people in that van, Acer?
8 of them.
8 people. I'm sorry. She leans over and she adjusts her ear a little bit, moves an earring out of the way, readjusts her hair. Want to repeat that? I just heard 8.
Shiny.
Annabelle, I really need to talk to Dragos. Unless you want me to sit here, waste time explaining everything to you. We have 8 people in there that I am begging for a fucking mind wipe while we talk to Dragos about a very, very big issue.
Tell you what, Acer. I have some of my ladies in the court tonight, some of my harpies. We could take care of that. But you, cover your ass, try and save you from whatever Dragos would say, and make this go away. You're only a fucking favor. Take your pick. Because you and your revolting lot have just interrupted a very precarious meeting on this blazing inferno of solar radiation grade emergency. So you could take it up with him, give it a shot. But from Keeper to Primogen, I'm trying to help you out here. You owe me.
As long as every single one of those people live, if you can promise that, got a deal.
Be that kind of careful? Full disclosure, because I'm not the one to start making relationships by lying. They may not necessarily remember their names by the end of this, but we might be able to make that happen. Or, I could just tell Drago all about it. You can take it up with him. It's your choice. He starts to turn towards the elevator.
I'm just gonna poke him. Take it. Gotta fix her mess one way or the other.
Fine, Annabelle.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I accept the deal. They live. That's all that matters.
Wonderful. Okay. You owe me a major boot. I will call you when I need you. But I'll make sure to help soften the blow between Dragos. First things first, while I call some of my lovely friends to get this mess taken care of, all of you, need change of clothes and a shower now. I refuse to allow, from the pride of who I am, to let you walk on the brand new Persian rug with the way you are all dressed. It's just absolutely not going to happen. So I'm going to take you up to the penthouse. We'll get you cleaned up. Looks over to Grayson. Maybe get some of you fed. If you want to keep making that look at me, pretty boy, we're going to have to, go on a first date first. Everyone in. Hurry before I change my mind. Let's go. Chop, chop, ladies. Come on.
I'm quickly going to open the car door and poke my head inside and just be like, okay, everything's going to get fixed. Everything's going to get settled. You guys are going to be just fine. Okay? It'll be like none of this ever happened. We're taking care of everything.
They have no idea what's going on, and they are just nodding, just trusting that they're not going to die.
You guys are going to be fine. And I'm going to slowly close the door.
Door closes. Meathead of a Bruja comes around and just leans against the driver's side, but it does glance over to see Crescent painfully close to you still. He does happen to cross his arms, and you do see him try to puff up a little bit. So you could tell, Crescent got under his skin. He's trying not to show it. Come on! I only have about 10 seconds before I lose my mind, because I'm going to have to hold my breath. Actually, I don't need to breathe. Oh, thank God I'm dead. In, now, let's go. Time is money. Come on!
Are we racing?
Crescent, in the elevator. And oh, you are just as bad as the rest of them. Stay in your corner. Go on, little hound. Stay in your corner. You all step inside the elevator to Annabelle's uncomfortability. As the doors close, you see she very quickly, with unnecessary inhuman speed, presses the top button, and you see she moves herself very subtly as close to the wall as humanly possible. To those with heightened senses, this elevator quickly becomes nauseating by the smell. Gasoline mixed with blood and street water and dirt and grime and whatever overpowering expensive Chanel brand perfume that Annabelle has but a little bit too much on. Oh! It hurts. And this is the longest elevator ride that all of you have ever had. On both sides.
At least it didn't break down.
The power goes out for a moment.
There it is.
You just hear Annabelle goes, no, kill me now, kill me now, kill me now, kill me now, kill me now.
Just want to be clean.
They just want to be away from these Neanderthals. They want to be away. These, the power. Oh, thank God. As the elevator starts going back up again. An unfortunate side effect of a Sombra inside a mechanical elevator. After a painful long time, the doors open up, and Annabelle just, excuse me, as she just nudges your elbow a little bit too hard into you, Crescent. She shoves past you and squeezes herself out. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. I am going to need to bathe myself in bleach after that. Okay, everyone this way to the showers. This way, now, let's go. And with that, she begins herding you like cats, like pointing and carriage traffic honing you guys down the hall. It is one room. However, there are stalls. It's a very nice shower. It looks like it is an extra room in Dragon's penthouse for guests for this kind of possible situation. Probably it's been more than one occasion that members of his court have shown up mess, and efficiency is key in these kind of cases. So Annabelle does open the very nice, thick, ornate door where there's a little water droplet sign carved into the wood itself. As she opens it, you guys see a beautiful, shimmering, black floor-tiled shower with granite shower stalls, gleaming chrome and fixtures and everything. Beautiful, gentle, dim lighting that's pleasing to the eyes. With each shower stall having a nice, about mid-torso sized window out onto the beautiful cityscape that makes it look like you're bathing in a sea of stars. The room feels clean. The showers are cool. Long line of benches along the wall to place your personal effects. And she goes, there we go. Oh, God, it's revolting. Next, yes, everybody in. Thank you. Shower, clean, fast. I will find you all clothes that wear and don't look like they belonged in a furnace or whatever else type of meatpacking facility you guys were rolling around in to get your rocks off. So I will get this taken care of. Fast now, please. No dilly-dallying. We may be wealthy, but water is expensive still, even to vampires. Okay, thank you. And she slams the door behind you, right on the back of you, Grayson, as she has ushered you in last.
I'm pushing past everybody, and I am getting showered.
Immediately, Grayson, hands up, past everyone. Shirt, clothes, come out of his shower stall, and water, hot water turns on.
Hot as it'll go.
Follow suit, I guess.
I will make sure Crescent actually goes in one of the stalls before stripping down.
Going.
Oh, got it.
Thank God, no complications. I'm going to go in one of the stalls, and I'm actually going to take the time to just kind of reiterate and be like, okay, so we're all on the same page. Who's going to be telling them about this? Anyone? The showers aren't that loud, people.
I can always start the conversation, but I need people to back me up, which means I need people coming in with what happened to them, where it happened.
I can agree to that. And again, the plan is get Grayson as sheriff, yes? All in agreement?
What?
Why does Grayson get to be sheriff?
No, that cannot happen.
What? Why not? Not sheriff? No? Okay, now you don't want to be...
No.
No, Acer, at this point I can't.
Horrifying.
Grayson sounds better as Baron. You can tell he's smiling even though he's not saying anything.
Oh, no, listen. No, I can't be the sheriff. Well, it's too much attention for me right now.
Well, okay.
Whatever ends in me going home works.
Okay.
We stay alive.
Look,
Every night, that's the plan. We've already done a lot for him. And to be honest, as soon as he learns that massive of a breach was just sitting at his doorstep, and we took care of it, it's got to count for something.
Not to mention that she wanted to overthrow him, so...
Acer sends right back up. What? She wanted... She said that?
Yes, she said that. And if you put your fucking head down...
Right. Sorry.
About it.
It's back down.
Gosh, you guys are perverts.
She's walked out of the center naked multiple times and come back
I have.
with seawater.
I did.
Again, I make my statement. Y'all are perverts.
Oh, huge. Yes. I don't think it really matters anymore. I mean, it's just like...
Look, let's be honest. Ever since some people got turned, we all look pretty damn good.
At this point, as some of you, unfortunately, Grayson, that bruising on your neck is not going to go away anytime quickly. Acer, though, there is still a gaping hole in your abdomen from when that bonus claw ripped through you. Do you wish to try to heal some of that?
Yeah, let's do that. Acer's just going to be like, God, I forgot that was there. And he will try and mend.
All right, first rouse check for a mend. And then Onyx, I do believe you have a little bit of damage. Nothing too severe. Some deep scratches and cuts that are a bit sore. You would recommend it. It's up to you.
Sure.
All right, both of you give me a rouse check.
This is going great.
Double success. Oh, man, I thought I almost had you going back in the shower and bloody. That'd be great.
I don't want to be bloody again.
But, Acer, you do heal a point of superficial, and so does Onyx. Onyx, the wounds knit themselves shut, the blood returns to the surface, and it's that same flawless, beautiful lightly tanned skin that you come to know and appreciate. Hey, sir, that hole does close up. A little tender still. You probably do a little bit more, but at least it's not an open hole in your body.
That's fair.
Hey, sir, are you going to the hospital after this?
What?
Your sister thing. Right?
Yeah.
Will you check and see if Jackson's there? Just, if he made it. Like,
Why would Jackson be at the hospital?
Let's not piss him off more than we already have.
At this point, you hear Annabelle's voice. Okay, if you're all done with your plotting and clean now, don't overuse a conditioner. Again, it's imported. Also very expensive. I've got clothes. Don't want to see anything. Clothes are there. Hurry the hell up.
Crescent, let's talk about this later, please.
what? We're, no secrets and all that, so,
I'm going to whisper to myself, I wish I had my book.
Onyx and Crescent, you both hear that.
I wish I could talk
course you do.
again.
Really?
Hmm?
You're gonna do the creepy obsessive thing now?
What?
I'm so obsessed with the book.
Acer's gonna get out of his thing. Well, he's gonna poke his head out first to make sure no one else is out, and then he's gonna start handing people clothes over the.
Sweet.
It is very luxurious black silk for male and female, respectively. Looking at the women, it is longer pants. It might as well be very nice silk pajamas. Black and hand-threaded. These are expensive. Onyx, back in the 50s, this is something that only the richest of white women would probably be able to have their hands on back in your time. Your skin has never touched something like this luxurious, no matter how Decker tried. But you all get dressed one after another, hair is pulled back, fresh and clean as possible. Honestly, you guys look about the bougiest slumber party you've probably seen in a while. Grayson, you definitely can appreciate the fine quality of this. It's a very nice silk shirt, light as a feather, breathable. There's a pair of matching black sandals that are made of very fine imported leather, handmade straps, very delightful itself. Acer and Crescent, this is way too much.
I think my onesie is more comfortable.
I'm gonna still wear my jacket.
The moment you pick up the fabric and then it makes any noise, Annabelle just, leave your filth there. It will be laundered before you leave. And if it doesn't come out, if you're lucky, I'll burn it myself.
Better fucking not.
Let's just get this over with, please.
Uh-huh.
Remember, super ears. You guys are not very quiet. It's not hard or rocket science to learn how to put on garments of quality of these. Grayson, despite our revulsions to each other, you at least have enough etiquette to show these monkeys how to get dressed. Please, hurry up. Chop, chop.
Okay, everybody. Please put your attire on as quickly as you can. Let's move on with this as quickly and efficiently as possible, with the path of least resistance, which obviously...
You got it, dude.
With that, you all are dressed comfortably. Grayson seems to be the only one that truly enjoys the quality. As the door opens, Annabelle's standing there just as you walk by. Good, yes, not a pair of plates. There's a hand in front of you, Onyx. Reaches over and picks up a little bit of lint off your shoulder and I'll set up the side. That's your waist. Waves you off.
Alright. Quickly as we can.
You
Start making
guys
his way.
I will follow Grayson.
In almost a semi-file line, as you come around the corner, you can hear the sounds of an urgent news report as Annabelle snaps her fingers, and around the corner, a man in a very well-dressed suit, a slightly glazed look on his face, turns around the corner of the silver tray, and there are goblets, crystalline goblets, sitting on the tray itself, and immediately all of you, that is, goes, take one, each of you take one, don't be greedy, I will not have any outbursts within the penthouse, please, take one, let's go.
Taking one.
Thank you.
You take one, Onyx?
No.
Annabelle puts a hand out in front of you again. Take one. Now.
It'll be worse if I drink that.
She leans in closer to you. That wasn't a suggestion.
I will, very toothily smiled, just smile at her, and I will slowly pick it up, the jerk, make sure that it spills a drop, and then...
Are you going to try and drop a little bit on her?
No, just pick it up messily.
Pick it up sloppily, some of it sloshed against her hand, and she steps a shoe out of the way as some of it hits the ground. Tilts her head at you. There's a venom in her smile as she curls her hand back. Good. You all walk in carrying your goblet. If you drink it immediately, you slate one hunger.
Drinking immediately.
Onyx, you don't know where this blood comes from. Technically, with your solution, you have no way to validate if it is or is not the Scorchy. It's fresh, though. You're not going to drink it?
I'm just holding it. I'll walk with it. I'll hold it. I'm not drinking it.
Let me know if you drink it. But those that do drink do slate a hunger. So that's Acer, Grayson, and Crescent. Also. Funny enough, Crescent, the fresh blood as it hits you, it's fresh, but tasteless. There's no extra oomph to this blood. It's fresh and warm still, and it does sober your mind. It brings you back down to 100. But you no longer drunk. Alcohol does pass through your system.
So weird. The one time I can't drink and I have to pretend to be drunk.
You remember what that's like.
Normally, I am drinking right now. I can't.
So, as some of you drink, Onyx just lazily holds in her hand, not really caring that's on her hand, and looking onto the outfit a little bit, on the floor here and there. I'm assuming, Onyx, you're kind of just allow yourself to, make a mess here and there every now and then.
Just a little bit. Though it pains me, I'm still doing it.
Give me, you know what, just for the sake of this, because it is against your nature, go give me a resolving composure for this.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking another cup, if that's the case. Slide it over my way.
I mean, if you give me a look, I will try and give you.
Yeah, if I see you spilling that thing all over the place,
she's not subtle about it.
I'm just gonna lean in and be like, I have that if you want.
You gonna drink that?
I'm trying not to. I'll just quietly say something. I don't want to attract her attention, but I will just hand it over.
I'll say for the sake of Barry, the brief moment she looks away in disgust at you as you let a little bit of flop next to her foot, you manage to just quickly swap your goblet with Acer's, so that way at least yours looks empty. As Acer, you sneak a second drink. I wouldn't say it's very well hidden from anyone else in the room, but I don't think that this matter would necessarily care to this severity.
Shit,
Whereas you guys walk into the main chamber of this Dragos' pet house, the large luxury half-moon sofas out and about, you do see Dragos in his evening lounge, whereas he is himself swirling a goblet, his eyes fixed onto the very large widescreen television. Again, of that urgent news. Just in, the cathedral that one Eleanor Grimson was so famous had renovated for the sake of the city has now been reported to be up in flames. There currently is no report as yet of any casualties, but none have yet been able to escape the blaze as firefighters continuously to work very hard to try and put out this ravaging inferno before it spreads to other parts of the city. Our heart goes out to anyone who may be inside as they come into a large panning shot overhead of the entire church at this point, just a bright fireball. Already crumbling to cinders and ruins. Dragos pauses television, pauses the live feed on the image of the church burning as you can hear him just tapping the remote against his goblet a little bit. He moves aside over to you, just snaps his fingers and points to the opposite sofa.
Gonna go over.
Going over.
Yep.
I will follow.
He watches you all sit down. His face is like upset, like angry, like happy. You're not quite sure what you would prefer. As you one by one begin to sit down, the TV flickers a little bit next to Crescent. Didn't seem to notice it, or nor does he care, it seems. Just a sip from his goblet. Leans in, puts it down on a nice table. The furniture in this room always seems to change every single time we get here. Probably Annabelle's too. How fickle they can be. He just looks at all of you for a very long time, tapping his fingers. He'll open his mouth, but Annabelle chimes in, don't worry. The complications, I've already taken a liberty of handling that. They did fine enough. I will make sure that there's no loose ends in that regard, sir. Your Highness. So he looks at her. Did I ask you for a status report, Annabelle? No, I'm just... That was the question. Did I ask you? Even open your mouth. You see, she looks puzzled. No. The answer is no. Thank you for bathing them. Go off into your corner until I'm ready for you. See, there's a flash of red on her irises a little bit as she stifled back with obvious anger. Drago just stares her down. Heavens. As she dips her head, stepping a few back, her eyes locked on you, sir. Okay. This is a lot to unpack here now, isn't it, folks? Drago leans in as he pokes the well-manicured beard on his chin. So no one speak up all at once. Someone care to explain to me what's going on? This obviously probably happened as I'm seeing this just now. Considering the fact that Annabelle took such a grievance to your overall appearances, and the fact that I could smell blood being poured the moment that she got down to that elevator. What happened? And don't test me. What happened?
Prince Dragos.
Thank you, Grayson. Speak, please.
Prince Dragos, I have a multitude of evidence and eyewitness accounts that your sheriff was committing acts to further her own gain, including diablerizing her children and the multiple masquerade breaches downstairs.
His face isn't in the shift at the mention of diablerization. He just stares at you.
In addition to that, she was amassing an undead army, both corporal and incorporeal.
And she admitted to me that she was trying to overthrow you.
Dragos casually points one after another, counting your companions, and then rests a lazy finger pointed towards you. Speak. What have you seen? What do you have to add? This is not a time to keep your mouth shut, Malkavian. This is a time for you to speak.
I arrived to help when it became clear that she was going to take care of her other child that's over there. And when I was able to foresee the location of these wraiths, and I helped take care of them.
Riddle me this. Where's Eleanor right now? Pretend that I'm dumb.
Is the TV still paused on the Blazing Inferno Church?
Absolutely. It is the most looming presence sitting behind you as it feels like there is firelight overshadowing you.
Then Acer is going to look directly at him, and without saying a word, he's just going to look behind him and look towards the TV.
looks over to Crescent, and you can confirm this.
Yes.
Crescent, look at me. I want to see your face. He stares right through you. Is she dead? Did you plot to kill her?
No.
Vaneka, as he turns his head and from a corner you guys had not been looking, dog-faced hound, his smile wide, steps out of the shadows to Annabelle's revulsion. Yes, Your Highness. It seems that your faith in your friends, I use the term lightly, was well spent. I appreciate you getting ahead of this problem and informing me of what was happening underneath the sewers. Go handle it. I don't want any potential further masquerade breaches that could happen. Last thing we need is the Seattle News picking up waterlogged corpses floating onto the bay. You seem apt to kind of handle the kind of dirty work, are you not? Absolutely, my prince. More than happy to. Good. Go. Now. I want it done before tomorrow. Will be done. I'll get Alexa on it. She'll love to take a swim with me. I don't care how. Go. That. He just begins to walk and shamble out of the room, giving you all a bit of a wink as he walks by, smiling.
Give him a head nod as he leaves.
Same.
Okay. So, let me just lay this out here so that way I can, like the simpleton that I am, articulate the situation tonight. The four of you are claiming, which this part has been confirmed, that Eleanor was amassing an undead army. That part, I can trust. Vaneka confirms that, as that's what he was here to tell me tonight. Apparently he was on the way to go speak to the sheriff about the situation as well, and thought it best to, rightfully so, inform the prince of a brewing situation at hand. But this now dips further. Not only was she amassing a masquerade-breaching army of the dead, but she was using it to overthrow me. Is that what I'm understanding? Is that the picture you all are painting?
That is correct, my prince.
Yes, sir.
And why did you think it was best for you all to act instead of informing me? What was the motivation to act so rashly?
With all due respect, you've been dealing with quite a bit within the city.
I'm going to stop you right there, Hound. While I appreciate the, what I can feel is earnest sentiment as you look like you're about to turn into a puddle right in front of me, rein it in. When it's involving my sheriff, and now who has met the final death, which, if I'm to trust you, this goes above any business that I am dealing with. That was my hand. That was my enforcer. And I get the sneaking suspicion there is something that you're not telling me. And I think it has something to do with that mentioning of diablerization. One childer of hers. Where's the other? 'Cause, don't try to sell me that he's Ash.
He's being kept safe
Where?
at the facility.
Are you taking responsibility for him?
I will.
Has he done any crimes?
No.
Has he broken the masquerade?
No.
Has he supported her efforts?
No.
How can you guarantee that?
I can't. It's just a trust.
I can.
His head looks over to you.
I can guarantee it because all of this started with him. tried to find him. And admittedly, we were going to ash him because Eleonora deemed him a threat and a breach to the Masquerade. When we found him, he told us that he left, making no breach whatsoever, and told us the truth. To which we went over to Eleonora's to confront her about it, thinking that he was lying. And she spilled everything to Crescent. We had to make a decision then and there, because if we did not, whatever happened tonight would have been a far bigger breach that potentially could not have been covered.
I can concur. It's the only reason I got involved was because I did foresee something far worse.
And what did you see, Malkavian? What did your gleam to the cobweb reveal to you?
That either her sire was going to dealberize her then and there, send out her wraiths into the city, killing everyone inside and towards you, or it would end with all of our deaths in flames. I tried to mitigate that as best I could.
He leans back for a moment. The facade's starting to leave. He's a little more agitated now. He throws himself back into his chair, tapping his fingertips together, putting his jaw goes tight as he just stares down each and every one of you one at a time. Okay. I hope you understand the situation you will find yourselves in. These are very large claims, a very large and brooding conspiracy. This is not the first time I've had to settle a problem in my court. Now, my sheriff is dead. Despite what you guys have put in front of me, the result is still the same. My sheriff is dead! There's only one side of the story. So, you all understand that I have the authority, if I decide to stake you all and leave you for the fucking sun. You all understand that, right?
As it has always been.
Fine. Annabelle. Yes, my prince? Break their minds. I want to know. As she steps forward. This is how you prove you're innocent. I've had it. I've had it with Primogen gunning for each other in my city. I've had it with power grabbing. I've had it with conspiracy. This is not the first time I've had to weed out disloyalty within my ranks, and I am no longer a patient man. Let me share a little wisdom. Yes, your coterie has been loyal. You have done good work for this city. But here's the thing. Every single time I see your faces, there is a firing inferno, literally, as he points to the TV, in my city. And I have 8 humans. 8! That Annabelle has volunteered. I don't want to know the tags of that, or whoever's dumb enough to make that arrangement with her before speaking to me. But at 8 people, not to mention countless more floating corpses, most likely going to be washing up onto the city for the next few weeks. And no one thought it wise to tell me immediately. See, that's the problem with this coterie. This is the problem with your faces. It's not the matter that you do bad work. It's not the matter that you don't handle the problem. The problem is you are overreaching and you do not follow order. You don't follow order and structure. You do not follow the proper instincts. Yes, this has been handled, but it still means my sheriff is dead. No matter how this plays out, I now have a city without a sword. I now need to put that together before you open your mouth. Make it very clear. If this was anybody else, anyone else, the four of you would be dead the moment you walked in here. I would have killed you myself. This is your way to prove to me. I don't want to see physical evidence. I don't want to see hearsay. The words that you speak to me now are only validated because of a hound that actually followed the proper fucking order! So take your pick. Let Annabelle look into your minds. Let her see what you saw. Let her experience what each of you heard. If you have a problem with that, that answers my question. Take your pick. I'm giving this as a gracious
stand
option.
up. I go right to Annabelle. Come on.
Dragos, the moment you stand up, stands up watching you. As Annabelle takes a bit back.
As I have always done since I first came to your court, my prince, I will now prove my loyalty again. And I will do so happily. Miss Annabelle, if you please. Nothing to hide.
She looks over at Dragos with a snake-like smile across her face. Nods as Dragos stands looking at all of you with a vein pulsing the side of his face. With pleasure. As she reaches out with both of her very long manicured nails, and you feel the chill of her ice-cold fingers press against your temples. She closes her eyes with a smile. And you feel like a spear cutting through your mind. It almost rattles you to the spine. Do you hold back anything?
No.
You let her in freely.
I will let her in.
The mind cuts through you, through an open door, like an arrow shot through an open window. You let her dig as deep as she wants. You feel memories flash rapidly through your mind as she goes, fascinating. Oh, interesting. As the memories of the night plays rapidly, one after another, quickly, you give the phone call, the events of the church, everything. And then it goes to the center. Danica, Rudy, the book, everything. As she cuts through it rapidly, seeing every lick of detail. You waste no time. You feel the memories, and you can assume anything that goes through your mind she sees immediately. And then when she seems to probe deeper, he digs deep through your memories, scrounging through your every thought and emotion you've had, every momentary outburst, every bit of pain and anguish you've suffered, right up until you were lost, before pulls back. Like a serpent recoiling its fangs, finally releasing you. Oh my! You are shaking as a splitting migraine comes straight through you, which was awesome. She pulls her fingers aside. He's clean. She smiles to you. Oh, so very clean. Next.
I'll stand up next.
He curls a finger over to you.
As I walk forward towards her, I'm going to say, I've made it abundantly clear. Unlike Grayson, I don't care for you. And I know you don't care for us. But everything that you've done, I agree with. And I can promise you this, as I step closer to Annabelle and then face her. If we had done what we did, your protocol would have meant nothing. Get going, Annabelle.
Aye, Primogenitor. As again, she just gently puts a hand on Grayson's shoulder, gently pushing him aside. And puts her bony fingers on your temple next, and you feel that force hit you at full strength. You try to hide.
I will hide nothing when it comes to Eleonora. but I will try to block out anything else.
Okay. But this is going to be your intelligence plus your resolve.
Okay. And I'm gonna rouse because I am a dead. Damn it.
You get a little hungrier as the beast feels threatened. Looking at your mindscape, it's like you can visibly see a carving of light breaking open the white shell, and the beast panics. Let her see what she sees in us. Don't. The cage rattles a bit as the bars begin to break. This creature wants to escape, wants you to run.
And in my head, I will just be like, shut up. She'll see nothing what I tell her to see. Okay? Use the willpower.
Okay, take a point of willpower damage.
I think that's pretty good. Okay, I'll stick with that.
I'll call. What do you have?
8.
8. The memories you push willingly to the surface of Eleanor's events. Any memories you have with her, anything that could help your case. Who feels the panic for Crescent. Who feels the emotions you go through. She feels the anger at what you saw within those cells. She feels the determination to bring her down and help Crescent any way possible, and she sees the few moments of manipulation that Eleanor did even push onto you. But the moment her mind starts to hit deeper, there's a brief flash and you wince. And Grayson, you're still standing nearby. You see Annabelle's smile wide and serpent-like falters. The brow furrows. She leans into him. Zacer just stands there.
Although I would like to push one thing to the surface very clearly, and that's the memory of when I heard her talking to Crescent.
Which
because I think that's the one where after we defeated Duncan and we were all sitting around, and she was telling Crescent, admitting that she was diablerizing, and that she's been doing it for a long time to stave off of what they call the cult.
These memories she takes in, and you feel like a ravaging spear start to carve its way deeper and deeper into your mind, and you realize that's it. Like a tower shield made of sunlight, it disintegrates as she jerks back from you suddenly. She is obviously upset. The facade drops for a moment. She cracks her neck.
Did you get what you needed?
We're clean.
He doesn't smile. His face is straight, and he just sits there.
She puts her fingers out. Next.
I'll step forward.
Again, he looks down at you, maybe a slight bit taller than you. The smile's gone now. She seems irritated now. You'll see you and tilts her head. No funny business. As she puts her hands on your temples and your mind shoots back inward. Do you try to hide anything as well?
I'm only showing her the things pertaining to Eleonora. Any confessions, especially what she confessed about the prince. I will show a little bit of Enzo's confession of what happened and the fact that I know that he's telling the truth, and that is all.
Do you include the fact that you know that he was blood bonded?
Yes, because I don't think that goes in violation of anything, since when we saved him, I needed to save him.
Intelligence plus resolve, please.
And Unswayable Mind works with this?
It does.
Sweet. Oh dear. Okay. Got it. Yes. I will rouse the blood. I just want to make sure this goes through. That's good, but I want to make sure. Okay. Browsing success.
Okay, you have more dice.
Okay.
Don't forget your potency does help with this.
My potency does? Oh, yes, because I'm going against this one. Thank you. So that's another extra die. Yay! Okay, so that's 4 extra dice. Okay. Calling it 10.
10. Nobel's being pissed off, she would.
I'm glad I roused. Okay.
The mind goes sharp through you. The images of the night, every ounce of emotion you felt, everything you witnessed, everything you saw up until this point, the history of Eleonora, the key moment is her confession. That moment before you stuck that wood through her chest, forced to relive that memory again. That's that memory she hovers on at the moment. Painfully long. You can see it almost like an out-of-body experience, like it's in third person. And then she shoots right past it. Hard, fast, trying to get as deep as she can before your mind... blackness. That spear cuts through your mind. But all to see is darkness. Not deflected, not resisted. It just cuts through a sea of empty entropy. Not a single memory passes through your mind after that anything was have to do with Eleanor or Enso, and you just feel it leave at the back of you without any effort, like a bullet going through water. At that point, you all watch as Annabelle Visper starts tapping her foot, looking at you, Crescent. And pulls her hand back. Cheeky. He's telling the truth, my prince. I saw Eleanor's confession, confinement. I also saw that she decided to break Masquerade and elicit some very dangerous powers. Powers that Crescent didn't even bother to help herself to. Maybe she's not following her mother's footsteps after it. She's clean. As Annabelle looks over to you, Onyx, that smile starts to come. You try to shield your mind as well.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try and just show from basically meeting these creeps. And, yeah, I'll pay special attention, I guess, to, like, when I got that vision of Enzo and basically his entire life story. And all of Crescent's, I guess. Yeah. Just the, highlights that I got, I guess. That's
You don't want to dig any further.
But not past me meeting them, yeah.
Fair enough. Intelligence resolve as well.
Alright. That's good.
Annabelle's gonna be real fucking hungry by the end of the night. I'm gonna say that for fucking sure.
Nervous now.
You can choose to help yourself any way possible, but she is coming up through you.
Yeah, I don't know what else I can do.
You have willpower, you can browse, you can pull from the bags. Or all three if you wish. It reminds me, I need to add 2 blood die, because I saw those.
I'm trying to remember how much willpower I left again.
Currently, you are sitting at 2 unused willpower.
Alright, I'll try one of those.
Alright, you burn another willpower.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't help me because all the ones that I need that are
The hunger.
that color are good. Yeah.
Okay. So you can rouse instead if you don't want to burn that willpower instead.
I guess I'll try that.
Alright, go ahead and rouse.
I'd just go carry on her. That'd be funny, I guess.
That would be thematic.
I don't get hungry.
Take your extra 2 die. Roll them straight and see what happens.
Yeah, you getting hungrier probably actually would have been great because she wouldn't want to touch you.
Be like, ew, no.
She's clean. Your Majesty, she's clean.
7.
This Annabelle is not her night. 7. Your history with the coterie, the things you've seen with them, and mainly how it pertains to your visions and with Eleonora, has come to the surface. That your mind is a confusing place, full of fog, misdirection, loud noises. The spear of her mind doesn't even get all the way through you before he actually just physically retracts from the interval. She's like, okay, that's enough. Then she puts her hand out to actually physically take a step away from you. She's fine too. Annabelle walks away from all of you, just her hands up, and she just touched something filthy. As Dragos just reach over, without even asking, just puts a hand on the back of her head. And you see Annabelle's eyes just roll back and her body lurches forward. And he stands there for a painfully long time. Pulls his hand back, closing his fist. Go. You, as she does not look at Annabelle, you try that fucking stunt again. I will personally handle your punishment myself. I said only to what was relevant. Annabelle, looking generally scared for the first time, immediately leaves. And Drago sighs. Sit. Okay.
I go back and sit down.
Now I know what I'm dealing with for sure. Puts his head down to his hands, flapping his forehead. Looks up to you. You see his face is softened. You can see very good exhaustion on his face. I apologize for the brash tactics. I need the four of you to understand. Consistently, when you show your face to me, it's because things have literally gone up in flames. I can count how many times fire has been a novel news headline in this city lately. When the death of my sheriff comes around, there is no niceties here. I assure you that what Annabelle saw, it pertained to something more, as he slowly looks over to you, Grayson. That what was relevant tonight will not be spoken about. I can guarantee that as my word on Prince. I believe you. As a prince, it hurts my pride that I have to apologize again. So, what do you want?
Well, you're in need of a sheriff. Can't very well go into battle without a sword. Why not take Crescent?
Looks over to her. Crescent, my sheriff. Replace one La Sombra sheriff with another one.
Doesn't really say anything, just kind of stares at him. Completely serious.
You're serious.
I am. Of course. It is up to you. I'm merely giving a suggestion.
Slowly looks over to Grayson. Sir Holland.
My prince.
Quite surprised that you haven't spoken up for any type of power of authority. How would you feel if I suddenly made your sword of your coterie someone you wielded very, very well, I might add? How would you feel if you had to suddenly share her?
To be honest, I wouldn't like it.
Why is that?
Because then I wouldn't have a sword.
You see a smile start to creep across his face and nod. Crescent. I've yet to hear anybody ask at this room what you want. And judging on the history that I just got the privy to see, this might be a new thing for you. A rare thing for me to offer indeed. What do you want? I'm sure you've had wonderful conversations with my associate, Mr. Myers, about the topic. He likes to meddle in the business of the young bloods, especially those that have been known to be lost and downtrodden. So, what do you want? What does Crescent want?
Personally, I would like to see outside the city someday. outwardly, I want order restored. I want to do away with this constant back and forth, this constant conflict. It's getting exhausting. I just want some peace in the city.
At the end of the day, that's what we all want. Peace, quiet, a dark night.
At least temporarily. Short frame of it would be better than none.
If you had to choose between my side or Grayson's, how would you want to go about that peace? With me or with him?
I'm going to look over at Grayson. I want peace, whatever the cost. Should that be with you? Then you.
Grayson, you should be very proud of yourself, taking this Lassombra under your wing. It seems you've scrubbed out the type of infection that Eleonora is imposing upon her, and she truly understands what it means to be a Camarilla vampire, a Camarilla kindred. One I do not intend to cage. I am undecided. There are problems brewing in the city, and peace demands being required. Crescent, you think you have the chops to try and be sheriff. You think you've got the guts to do what it takes. Then let's put that on a test drive and see how I feel. There are problems in this city. I'm going to give them one to you and your coterie. And I'll allow you to handle it in the same manner a sheriff would. You satisfy me? You handle the problem, and you restore order. We'll see. If not, well, then it proves your capabilities. I think that's a fair and honest decision for all parties, wouldn't you all agree?
I think that's completely fair.
Good.
Concur.
There is a drug problem in my city. Mortals flying into vampiric strengths of frenzy. There's been too many times I've had to put down and neutralize this problem. It's been a nuisance and a problem, and I feel like the Anarchs are behind it. Unfortunately, I can't make any obvious moves against them thanks to this unfortunate agreement that I've had to deal with Maldavis. So, I'm going to leave it up to Crescent and the rest of you, which is a great time to prove yourself as well, Mr. Primogen, as he looks over you, Acer, to see if you guys get this taken care of. If you're able to get to the bottom of this problem, weed it out, solve it cleanly without a masquerade breach, we could then have this discussion further. Does that sound fair for everyone and a well-earned trade for my unfortunate intrusion of privacy?
It's completely fair.
Then hop to it. Quick as possible. And at the risk of making myself more vulnerable than you all could probably assume that I already am, thanks to the things that happened in the city, don't think I forgot what you all did to keep Nathaniel out of my city. Think for a moment that I forgot that. You guys are dabbling on the razor's edge of glory and respect within this city, or burning downfall. I suggest, as your elder, you all tread very carefully for where you may fall. Even a prince could only reach so far. Take that as a gesture of kindness.
Are we dismissed?
All but Grayson. I wish to speak with him a few moments more.
Should we wait for him downstairs?
It will not be long. You may wait by the van. At this point, I'm sure Annabelle has scuttled off with her unsightly harpies and dealt with the humans in question. Again, thank you for handling that.
I'm gonna dip my head and turn and leave.
I will follow suit.
After a moment, he waits until the rest of your coterie Grayson leaves to go down that elevator. Once those doors close and he waits a little bit longer, you get the idea he's listening to make sure they are gone. Takes a scan around the room as you can see that familiar golden sheen come across his eyes that sense the unseen as he looks around the room. Looks back to you. Mr. Holland, from one Tremere to another, you've done very well. Very well. You're the only one that allowed Annabelle the unfortunate invasion of the privacy of your mind. The rest of your coterie kept themselves private, but you stayed open. Why? Speak freely.
Well, I was not aware she was going to probe that deeply. In the end, I was hoping she'd be horrified by what she saw. Understand why I'm doing what I am doing.
Unfortunately, Annabelle doesn't understand what horror or fear is. She reaches too far, and one day I hope she decides to kiss the backside of the sun. But hopefully you'll enjoy this, did the same treatment that she bestowed upon you. So I know about the book. Tell me, how badly do you want to keep it?
More than anything, right now.
What are you willing to do to keep it?
What is ever required to keep him.
And I highly suggest you turn your back on the Chantry. The same way I have. I understand as a Tremere, clan above all and all of that. But it's much harder to put that into practice than it is to say the words. I suggest you think about tomorrow's meeting. If you happen to be occupied with princely business, well, if they have a problem with that and you happen to miss your appointment with them due to the fact that you are following my orders, well, that's just unfortunate timing now, isn't it?
So Grayson tilts his head, but as he does, with a red sheen in his eyes, well, if I were to be performing duties for the prince, that takes precedence over any other type of business. It would be unfortunate, but
can't be helped. I'll be in contact soon. But take this as my warning. The Chantry can offer you power to Subal, Helena, even Berchtold can offer you secrets that would destroy what's left of your soul in fervent excitement. The things that I can show you, the things that I know, much more interesting. You have proven your loyalty time and time again, without question. Despite me having to help you grow, harden you with the stick, so to speak. And you take it willingly, non-defiantly, obediently. I respect that, and understanding your place in this world, understanding what you're meant to do. And now I'm interested. You're not that sniveling little neonate picking your jaw off the floor after little son decided to give you a dose of acid. You've grown. It's time you start believing in that.
It is such the time that the shepherd needed to be.
Then go. Go, shepherd. Go tend to your flock. If Crescent becomes my sheriff, don't think that there might not be a benefit to you as well. For the time you'll be losing with her. After all, I would hate to leave my most loyal of fellow Tremere waving alone in the wind unguarded, now wouldn't I? How irresponsible.
I would never think you to be even the most remote irresponsible, my prince.
I'll be in touch. Go. I need to think, and I have much to do now.
Well, it is a pleasure, as always, my prince, and thank you again for the swift reprimand of violation. But, nonetheless, thank you for the meal, by the way. It was fine. Fine indeed.
He nods his head. Thank you for your patience and efficiency. He leans over to pick up his goblet again. He finally drinks.
I turn and make my way to the elevator. Join my coterie.
And with that, we're going to call tonight's episode a close. Wow.
Oh God.
There are some things.
I need an actual drink, and I can't.
Oh, God.
You know, those drugs are still in my car.
They are.
Which is in the parking garage.
You know what? I got a little worried when you guys all decided to hold yourself, but Grayson, I did not know if you were going to let Dragos find out about the book.
You know
I'm
what?
kind of glad he did, though.
It was definitely one of those. You know what? Maybe it was the time, but you hit that part of me. I was like, you know what? You want me to prove this? Come here. I hope that book fucking haunts you.
I'm actually kind of sad. If I would have known Dragos would have done that to Annabelle, I would have slipped in a hurricane in there.
Oh.
One thing you all have learned, even Onyx a little bit, is that Dragos never fully plays his hand. Despite what you guys might think is going on, Dragos has many different things always moving. There's a reason and a position that he always has, no matter the situation. There's a reason why him and Myers have such a stalemate Cold War relationship. They're old and they're smart. And trust me, not too many people actually genuinely like Annabelle.
Good. She a bitch.
She serves a purpose, but doesn't mean she's liked. And plus, come on, Keeper of the Elysium.
I know where to start the next fire, guys. No. I'm kidding.
No.
More Molotovs?
And Molotov.
But for now, we're going to go ahead and call this episode a close. The night is almost over, but I will not fast forward time just in case Mark Coterie members have anything else they want to discuss before the night's end. So for now, you guys only get one experience point, but you do get an extra one. We're finally finishing off Crescent's major arc chapter. So while this chapter may be closed,
thank you, y'all.
and we start the beginnings of the next one, which unfortunately, Acer, now your drugs are going to wear off. So now you're going to have a splitting headache next episode.
Jesus.
I can hand you some of the other drugs.
Somebody else needs to drive.
But we'll then pick it up with the next chapter. And who knows what this group made to sell. Probably, I'm thinking the Mokavia needs a bit of love. Maybe we'll start with hers next.
Yay, are we doing buddy cop?
Maybe.
Oh boy.
But for now, from the bottom of our hearts, we do appreciate your continued support. All the subscriptions, the gift of subs, the bits, the interaction, even just showing up religiously make all of us stay just a little longer if we can maybe eke it out, or just be all that more excited when we all see you enjoying the show and reveling in the horror story that we play out. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And as always, being mindful of the friends you carry with you, folks. Be mindful of the personal relationships that you so-called trust. You never know, human, kindred alike, what is lurking just beneath the shadows. What cogs in the wheel of fate that might be working against you, or sometimes with you, as rare as that might be. At the end of the day, it's always best to never trust anyone, especially when the world is as dark as this. Lock your doors, check over your shoulder. Make sure to call that friend you haven't heard from in a while. God bless you all, and we'll see you all again next time. Good night.
Right.
Good night.